651-392-3000 to give you an idea. It's really Palmetto and Powerline in that area, but she'll help you get there. So thank you so much, Leslie.
This is Money Talk Radio, AM 740 WSBR Boca Raton and WPOW HD3 Miami Fort Lauderdale.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Deirdre Bryant. Big and possibly getting bigger. Some fear J.P. Morgan's $2 billion investment loss could multiply. Ben Willis is Director of Floor Operations at Sunrise Securities.
Most of the people that will follow this type of instrument will tell you, yes, the loss can in fact get twice as big as they've reported now.
Critics say the loss is proof banks don't understand the risk of speculation. Matt Nesto at Yahoo Finance expects more government action.
The risk is that we will get a regulatory backlash that's going to be even more harsh than the regulatory backlash that we would be finally getting from 2008.
Congressional hearings expected. In his Saturday address, President Obama called on Congress to pass the 5 programs on his to-do list to get the economy moving.
The other side isn't so optimistic. They think all we can do is cut taxes, especially for the wealthiest Americans, and go back to letting banks and corporations write their own rules again. That's their plan. But I think they're wrong.
South Dakota Congresswoman Kristi Noem in the Republican address said the president isn't doing enough to create jobs.
Instead of working with Republicans to rebuild the economy, the president's ignoring the tough choices and trying to distract from the real issues.
Mitt Romney to deliver the commencement address at the Evangelical Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. He's expected to speak about his own family commitments and will steer clear of the fight over same-sex marriage. 3 Boston University students studying in New Zealand have been killed in a minivan crash. 5 others were injured and 1 is in critical condition. Police are speaking to the driver, also a student, said to be traumatized. Jurors in Chicago say they were not influenced by Jennifer Hudson's star power in the conviction of her former brother-in-law. William Balfour found guilty in the murders of Hudson's mother, brother, and 7-year-old nephew. The 31-year-old is expected to spend the rest of his life behind bars. This is ABC News.
We're not sure what some banks mean when they say,
"How can I help you?"
Because whenever you ask for their help, it's always,
"That's not in our policy, sir."
And then they need to
transfer you to a supervisor
who is
currently assisting other customers.
And after all that, they say,
"Your business is extremely important to us."
At Ally Bank, we give you live, knowledgeable customer service any time of day or night. Products designed to help you, and no ridiculous fees. That's how Ally helps. Ally Bank, no nonsense, just people sense. Member FDIC.
There's nothing like a ghost story around the campfire, and I've got one that is not for the faint of heart. Once there was a camper who did not insure his RV with Geico. He didn't listen when fellow campers told him how much money Geico saved them by insuring their campers, trailers and pop-ups, and he paid dearly for his mistake. Not figuratively, literally. He paid out the nose, poor chap. Good luck getting to sleep after that doozy of a tale.
Call Geico today for a free rate quote. Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Would you like to be able to earn passive income from your website without doing a thing? Would you like to find out the secret to keeping visitors on your site longer? The latest trend in online sales is adding royalty-paid music to your site. The latest site sticky feature that keeps listeners on your site longer and earns you revenue at the same time. If you'd like to find out how to make money with our royalty-paid music app for your site, call 888-650-9923. That's 888-650-9923. Start making money from your website traffic today. You can run your own ads on your player or opt into our ad delivery network and start making money immediately. If you've been looking for a way to attract and keep visitors returning to your site, then this app is what you need. If you've been looking for an additional way to earn income from your website or blog, then our royalty-paid music system is just what you need. Call 888-650-9923 right now to find out how to start making money from your website traffic. That's 888-650-9923. Call now and start making money today.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to the wonderful world of wellness with Dr. Andy Mencia. This medical program heard from 7 to 7:30 each Saturday right here on WSBR 740 AM is brought to you by the Adult and Geriatric Center under the medical direction of geriatrician Dr. Andy Mencia. Listen to it. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Mencia. It's a beautiful morning. I was looking at the sunrise.
Morning.
It was absolutely gorgeous this
In Fort
morning.
Lauderdale, it was raining.
It was raining?
Yeah, it was
You have to come to
raining,
Boca where I am, bright and sunny.
Yeah.
Well, I have a beautiful woman. I don't know how these
You're so
beautiful
lucky.
women wind up in the studio only when you come. What is
so
this?
early in the morning.
So early in the morning. Anyway, I have a wonderful woman here, and her name is Cornelia Jura, and she is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I just saw all these pictures of this bodybuilder, and yet she doesn't appear to me to be what I would think a bodybuilder would be. Tell me about her, and you tell me in your words, and then we'll have her say hello.
As a medical doctor, we're always talking to patients about staying healthy, staying in shape, and especially the boomers, as the active baby boomers, moving into their 50s and 60s. It's so important, fitness. Fitness can prevent us from getting sick, from taking any kind of prescribed medication if we are well fit and we are happy. Because happiness comes from your mind being at ease, being at peace. And fitness, your body being in harmony with your mind. So when we combine any type of exercise, and Connie, she's a world champion in bodybuilding. She's had a huge gymnasium in Europe, in Germany. And, I travel a lot to Germany. So we click from the get-go. And one of my patient and dear friend, who is a lawyer, and he's so busy in Miami. And he say, Andy, I cannot wait to come to this gym and exercise and just, train myself, because when I finish, I feel so rejuvenated. I feel so good. And me and Connie started talking, and, we just took off.
But you're so big in the taekwondo anyway.
Right.
So you can appreciate. Okay, so now, Cornelius, he called you Connie. May I have that privilege?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Connie. Okay, Connie, so you met Dr. Mencia, and it is magic when you meet Dr. Mencia. And I have to say, in fact, all the people that work up in his center, the Adult and Geriatric Center, they all have that certain, I think it's in the water that they drink. I'm not quite sure what he has at the office, but it's something. But here you come into the studio, and and you're so enthusiastic, and it is early in the morning, because you like what you do too. Why don't you tell people what you do?
Yeah, I love what I do. It's really my passion. And I have a gym now. Former times I had it in Weinheim near Heidelberg in Germany. And but it always was my dream to come over to the United States. It always was since I can remember. So then I sold everything in Germany. I took everything what I had, and I was praying hard every night that the money what I could get together, that's enough to survive here in the United States. And so I opened my gym here in Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale border. It's right beside St. Coleman Church on Federal Highway. It's Fit and Fight Gym. And
wait, it's Fit and what?
Fit and Fight.
Fit and Fight.
That's
a good name.
And we specialized in customers over 35, 40 years because I just feel that they are all on very heavy medication. And a lot of things you can do without medication. So I don't say that you don't need anything. That is not true. But a lot of things with blood pressure and the cardio stuff you can really prevent by exercising twice a week for 45, 60 minutes. That makes already huge difference in life. And if you just can make time in your life, 45 minutes twice a week, that's changing your complete mindset, your complete health. And in the moment when you get healthier, you feel better, and automatically you are losing weight because you feel good. And you don't have to always count calories. It's just, it's a change of mindset and lifestyle, what you are doing when you start some sports. And I'm not even saying you have to go to a gym. You can also do golfing. You can do tennis. You have to just exercise something.
You can do walking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that I brought also from Germany. We have Nordic walking. We are the only gym here in South Florida who's offering Nordic walking. We walk on Monday, Wednesday nights on the streets with poles, called Nordic walking poles. And Friday morning at 6:30 a.m. on the beach.
Is that what people call also those walking sticks?
Yes, they are. They are laughing because sometimes they say, it looks like you are in the wrong place because the skis are missing. We still, after 7 years, we still hear that. And this is unbelievable because in Germany and in Europe, it's so big. Everybody's Nordic walking.
You know,
just
Connie,
everybody.
I tell you, when I go to Germany and I walk by the Rhines River,
right.
There's a beautiful path there with lots of big trees. It's a wonderful walk. When I go there without my stick, I feel left out. Because everybody's walking with their stick, with their walk stick.
With the poles, you burn 40% more calories. That's one thing. Then you exercise your whole upper body, your arms. Like women, they have always a problem with the lower part of the arm, with the triceps, because it starts hanging when you turn 40. So with the Nordic walking pose, you push hard backwards, so you always use your triceps and shoulder muscles, so you get really nice arms too.
Dr. Mencia, this is all fine and good, but I have to ask you a question, and I believe it, and I think you do too, that when Connie was talking about medication, I know people who had high cholesterol, they had high blood pressure, and they started exercising. Then no pills, because I know you don't like pills, and they absolutely lowered their blood pressure. They lowered the cholesterol. Is that true?
It is absolutely right. It's absolutely true. Not only that, if you look, short term, that's what you're going to do. You're going to lower your blood pressure. You're going to lower your cholesterol. You're going to get rid of medication you're taking for your stomach because you're indigestion or constipation. All of those things, all of those medication, all those chemicals are going to go away by exercising. Long term, what are you doing by exercising? Well, you look at a condition like osteoporosis, very common in women, also men. Osteoporosis begin at age 30. You start losing bone at age 30. So when Connie tells me, I concentrate on people 35 and over, I say, oh, that's very smart of you. And she's not a doctor, but she's been doing this for so many years that the woman is right on track. She's right. So if you're going to start losing bone at age 30 and you start, a regimen like the one Connie is doing, then what you are doing weight-bearing exercises. That is the best preventive regimen to avoid having osteoporosis long term. So you can have a lot of people out there that if they listen to this show today and they follow this kind of regimen, you can have less people taking medication for osteoporosis tomorrow.
But wait, I just have to ask another question about this. Why does exercise lower cholesterol and high blood pressure? What is it that's happening?
Well, it's like having a fire. You have all the wood is there. You have the benzene. You have the match, but if you don't put the three things together, there's no energy coming out. When you exercise, you put in these three things together. Now the fire is burning. Whenever fire is burning, the energy have to come from somewhere. In the case of that fire, is the wood and the benzene and the match coming together. In your body, whenever you increase the metabolism, you are turning that fire on. And the energy have to come from somewhere. The first place the energy is going to come from is going to be the starches, the sugar and that kind of thing. That's the second segment that is going to give energy is fat. So that's why you see people that exercise, they start losing fat because they are exercising, you're using fat as a source of energy. And then when a person becomes cachetic, like the person with anorexia, that start losing a lot of muscle, is because muscle becomes the third source of energy. So ideally, what we want to do is burn a lot of fat and have enough carbohydrate for the body to function and keep all the muscle mass. You don't want to lose muscle mass. That's why exercise is so important and healthy, and that's why I don't tell my patients just go and exercise. I try to give them some form of regimen.
And I never would recommend a 500-calorie diet. What I read now more and more often, they are
the
put
ACG
them on
and all of that.
Exactly,
yes.
on a 500-calorie diet. You are losing every muscle what you have because the body has not enough calories to hold the
muscle mass. Are you sure
mass.
you are not a doctor?
Maybe let me ask you a question. So when people are on diets, diets aren't enough. They have to exercise, right?
They have to exercise, and don't go so low with the calories. Because you shut down, first of all, the metabolism. You shut it right down there. The body tells itself, oh my God, there's nothing coming in. So I can't burn as much as I do normally. So it shuts down to defend himself. It shuts down the metabolism on a minimum. So you are not burning as many calories anymore as in a regular state of body.
Absolutely. The way I like to explain it to the patients, I tell them, imagine if you go in the desert and there's no food, no water. Now your body is going to react to that. Your body responds. Just like if you go into the winter section and the snow, your body responds. Your body responds being in the desert by going into what we call, what Connie is saying, this is called in medicine the starvation mode.
Yes.
So now when you go into a very low calorie, you go into a starvation mode. When you go into a starvation mode, of course, you're going to look, when you get on the scale, you're going to say, wow, I am losing weight. Yes, you are losing a lot of protein. You're losing a lot of muscle mass.
Yeah.
But you're not necessarily losing a lot of fat. You're losing more muscle mass, because then when you go into a starvation mode, then the muscle becomes the source of energy, and that's bad.
Okay, so let's talk about as one ages, because that's something you love, Connie. The muscles. Can't someone retain their muscles even into their 90s if they just keep exercising, or does it all change anyway?
Not only retain, you can also build up.
We
have members, they started over 70, who started to exercise the first time in their life because the doctor said they really should do it because of the osteoporosis. They really have to start weight exercise. And you can see how they build up their muscle volume. It's unbelievable with over 70s. And it's just with the good nutrition. I tell them when they finish their workout, they should eat some protein, like Greek yogurt is very good protein, probably without, if possible, without marmalade under it.
But that's really, and you can actually, I love it with vegetables in it.
Exactly,
actually.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So you get
that's
a little
an old
natural
Hungarian
sugar
trick. No, we're both Hungarian, so we're
right. Hungarian trick, yeah.
No, but so you're saying protein is extreme. Now, a lot of people drink protein drinks. They do a lot of things to, of course, a lot of those things also, protein drinks. But you have to know there's so many things out there people don't know. But if they come to you, if they come over there to Fit and Fight, will you help them not only in the exercise regimen, but also to help them in what they should be eating?
With the nutrition, yeah. And it's really not complicated. It's really not complicated. I will tell you in 2 hours where you have to focus on, and mostly I start with going out less and try to cook more at home. Mm-hmm. And I show you tricks how you can really use ingredients where you can buy easily, and you can prepare a meal really in 10-15 minutes without any problems. And you don't have any preservatives, no chemicals in it, because these preservatives and chemicals in your body, they also slow down your metabolism.
I have to ask you, Dr. Mencia, and I almost know the answer. Knowing Rosemary, I bet that you don't eat out a lot. She is such a good cook. You eat at home, don't you, with the girls?
I eat at home, yes.
I mean, everyone eats at home. We do too at our house. We only go out maybe once a week if we do that. Everything's too salted. Everything is not prepared right. It's what you're saying. Maybe that comes from, our background, but my mother always made wonderful natural soups. Yeah. Everything was at home.
I just had a patient this week that she developed ankle edema, swelling of the ankle. And
what do you call that?
Ankle edema, swelling.
Ankle edema, right. She just developed it?
She just developed it, and of course we checked for a venous clot to see if she developed a DVT, a clot in her leg, and that was negative and everything. And I look at her medication, and there's nothing, and she always been fine. And I say, let's talk about your diet. And she said, oh, no, I eat very healthy. I said, well, do you eat at home or you eat out? Oh, we eat out. Okay. And what do you have? Well, I love ham and soup. I said, well, probably the soup that you eat is full of salt. And ham, if it's canned, that's full of salt too. So just let's start with your diet, because your swelling of the ankle is coming from your diet. There's nothing wrong with your body.
See, now that's good, because that's why I love Dr. Mencia, because he does analyze things like this, Connie, and he does not believe in medication unless it's extremely necessary.
Right. But we also have to support the American economy, because if everybody stops going out completely, then that wouldn't be really good for the American business. So I would really recommend you go out one time a week, but try to figure out which are the restaurants who are really cooking their own. So you support the small restaurants who are really cooks, and they don't import the sauces from a headquarter.
Right.
So they cook themselves. They learn how to use everything.
You mean you don't want us to go to fast food and get the French fries and the hamburgers?
No.
Anymore?
Not really.
Don't support that part of the economy.
They're lined up. You should see at lunchtime. You see the cars just lined up to go there?
Yes.
But something else. Let me ask you then, and I know you're not a nutritionist, but I know that you're smart. So when you go out to a restaurant, can you just say, I don't want any salt on my food? Will they prepare it for you that way?
Well, you can talk, and the question is whether you're going to hear the truth or no. They don't want to lose your business, but some restaurants, they are responsible and honest, and they'll let you know.
The single restaurants who are not chains, who don't get the ready food already. Every restaurant who is not a chain, you can always ask for less salt or the sauce separate, or they try to accommodate to your diet, and that's why I really support all single restaurants.
Let's talk a little bit about your exercise regimen, Dr. Mencia, because being a taekwondo, I mean, you are in such great shape, and if you did not do this, would you also fall prey to maybe getting some fat on you and all? Is it the taekwondo?
Of course.
Tell us what your regimen is. Connie may not even know.
Well, basically in taekwondo, we believe in body and mind. And the first thing that we do in taekwondo is going to meditation, because you need the mind to get involved into the activity. So the way I try to explain it to people is that you can go for a walk and put a headset on and listen to some rock music, and your mind is someplace else and your body is trying to walk, and there's a detachment, so you will not take advantage of that activity. In taekwondo, we combine body and mind, where you concentrate in every part of your body that you are working on. So when you're working on your thigh, you put your mind on your thigh so that you get the most out of it. When you're working on your abdomen, then you put your mind in your abdomen so you get the most out of it. And also, the other part of that coin is that then you are preventing injury. Because most of the time, injuries will come from the lack of concentration on what you are doing. We do something wrong, or we turn the wrong way, or we lift the wrong weight, we lift too much weight or too little, and you end up injuring your body. And then we coordinate, because taekwondo is very aerobic. So we coordinate your breathing exercise with each and every movement that you do in taekwondo. You coordinate breathing exercise. So you inhale before you punch, you exhale with your punch. You inhale before you throw your leg up, you exhale on the way down. So there's always a coordination between breathing and movement. And in order to accomplish that, then you need your mind to be there. And then the other part of taekwondo, if we talk taekwondo, we're going to talk for 3 hours.
That's okay.
The other part of taekwondo is that we do meditation. And then meditation help relax the heart, bring the heart rate down, help your breathing, control your breath so that you are getting enough oxygen and getting rid of all the CO2, all the poison that had accumulated in your body. All those things comes out, and fresh oxygen will come into your lung that will be distributed to your blood and through the brain and throughout all the muscle.
You know, I have to tell you what you've just done to help me. We walk in the morning, my husband and I walk, and sometimes we haven't had a chance to talk about things, and we start talking business. Mm-hmm. And we're having our little, not arguments, but no, I don't agree with you, blah, blah. I'm just going to stop right now. I got that from this. You want to walk? Come on, Bill. We're going to walk, but I don't want to talk about business, because we walk on this wonderful road.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that anymore. Thank you. And my friends who are listening, you heard it now, and you can tell me that also because they always hear your show and they say, I heard all this. But, it's the same thing I'm sure in your center. You don't, you have to keep people calm and doing things right.
They come in, and I ask to leave the problems out in front of the door of the gym.
Turn their cell phone off.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then we don't have TVs in the gym because I don't want to have advertising. I don't want to have them focus on any program on TV. I really want to let them focus on their body, what we are doing. They have TV all the time. They have computer all the time. So in the 45 or 60 minutes when they spend the time they spend in the gym, they should just focus on their own body. And when you exercise, often I tell them to close their eyes to be really in the muscle what they're exercising
in
with.
The muscle. That's good. Mm-hmm. Give me your phone number so that I can tell people. Would you tell me your number?
It's 954 788 0221, and you can't miss us on Federal Highway.
No, but they may call. Do you have a website?
Yeah. We have a website.
Fit and Fight.
It's fitandfight.com.
Is it FITAND? Okay.
And fight.
Fitandfight.com. But you're not going to fight with me when I come. I'm kidding. That's okay. 954-788-0221. It's called Fit and Fight, and it's wonderful. Dr. Mencia, you have to get out on the street more often and just hail down people. I mean, you bring in the best people from what you do. But I guess it's all complete. When you were studying medicine, they probably didn't talk to you about exercise. That wasn't part of it, was it?
No, that was no part of it.
Amazing.
Holistic care was no part of medicine. A lot of things I learned. Well, I've been doing taekwondo all my life, so I have utilized taekwondo into everything I've done in life. So when I see people like Connie and her husband that are basically devoted to physical fitness and looking at her background, it's for us in South Florida, it's a blessing to have people like them. In the community.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and especially one thing about Connie that's different than a lot of other trainers is many of them have never done bodybuilding. Right. Connie was not only a bodybuilder and she's beautiful, but she was big time bodybuilder. And anyone who comes to your center, or if you go onto her website, you will see muscles. I don't know where on your body the muscles came from. Well, what does happen when
But when you go on the website, don't be afraid of her because she's very sweet.
Yeah, I know she is. But I have to ask you a question. All right, so you built your body up. So you build the muscles up. What happens to those muscles when you stop?
So I didn't stop. I'm still exercising, but like a third of the weight, maybe a third of the weight what I did when I was 20. I'm now 45. And I have to tell every woman when they come
25.
in. 45.
25.
45.
It's an illusion. That's my new speech, the illusion of aging. Go ahead.
When they come in and they tell me there are some pictures from me out there, and they would look like that, and I tell them I am not looking like that. This is a dream. So when you are 40, 50, or 60, you are not able to have a body of a 20-year-old. You have to deal with that. There is no surgery in the world who give you back the body what you had with 20 years.
Right. But you now get the mind that a 20-year-old didn't have.
And you work on your best what you can do for your age. That's what you are working on. And then when your eyes are glowing and you are in a good mood and funny, so there's no way you can compete with everybody else too. Believe me. Believe me, I see it and I still see it every day.
No, it's true.
My advice is that, Mother's Day, so Mother's Day is coming tomorrow. It's a good time for you to, give something to yourself, to all the ladies out there. Give something to yourself, and exercise is a good gift.
I was just thinking about what you were saying. I thought you were going to say, so give mother a chance to go to Connie's, write up a prescription. So you have to write the prescription to send them to Connie's, because when you write a prescription, they'll do anything. That's the funny thing. A person is said, okay, well, let's go get fit. But if Dr. Mencia writes out on a prescription pad, you need a hearing aid, they'll go. If you need to stop driving, maybe they'll stop driving. If you want to go get yourself fit, go to Connie's. See, you have magic. because they feel that you care about them and you know. Connie can tell them all the time in their life, and they, I'll do it.
I have one of my lady that, she's exercising, and she developed back pain. And I say, well, how old are your sneakers? They say, I got